We're done with all that nice stuff. Anyway, I have a friend of mine that's dealing with HOA situation in Sarasota, Florida, and their attorneys are pretty much violating a lot of people. And so, we're like addressing that with the RICO package for eviction, foreclosure, whatever. And some people are really grumpy. I mean, some people are really grumpy. So, I send out the email. If you invest in the premium service, then I send the email out with the documents to everybody that I can find in the court. And, when you bring a RICO to the table and you do that, then it's kind of a situation for the few smart people that get included in the group. Because the way they set up the RICO thingy, if you're aware of it, then you're a co-conspirator. You don't even have to know exactly what the thing was. If you're aware of it and you didn't do shit, then I mean, so, we don't do stuff to have the judge rule or answer to their stuff. We trump their ass and figure out a way to hold them liable for the reason why they're able to do what they did, not the what. We want to address why they were able to do what they did, because you can address the what all day long, like y'all been doing, and then you're just going to be arguing back and forth, talking about rules, shit that they put there to slow your ass down because they got so many people. They need to slow you down until they get to you. I ain't playing. Y'all think I'm playing? I ain't playing. I've been doing this. I've been talking to people. Slow you down till they get to you. Now, I have a new friend of mine, and that friend was kind of joking around and said, I could sign, I could change my name to the homeowners association or something. And she was just kind of joking around. Oh, I hear a story coming. So I'm like, no, dude, that's a real thing. I have two attorneys, Joseph and Michael. I don't know what the other guy. They got disbarred, or they were getting disbarred, and they got in the program, and they were helping people. And people who are attorneys or coaches, if you invest in my program to start your coaching business or whatever, then you have I have some things I put next to your name if it comes up, so you can do your thing at the gate, punching people. And then, if you have a situation or something you have a question about, you can get coaching over here behind the scenes, and these people over here, what? But you know what? There's a thing, and there's always a thing. We learn how to sue people. Things change. Okay, so the situation we got going on now is the HOA in Sarasota has been throwing people under the bus, and some people decide they've been living under the bus long enough, so they're gonna get out from underneath the bus. And so, we put together a package, and so the attorney, Mr. Dan Freckerman, Dan 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 Lobecks. Okay, so I know those people that have the superior entitlement really hate it when you screw up their name. And they also hate when they get punched in the face. So he's a little mad, and I'm just, before we're going to look at some stuff, but I'm just going to set y'all up. He's a little grumpy because of, well, the game plan that my okay, so y'all know this is my customer. Even if I did do something special on the backside and punch these people in the face by sending stuff out from my website, I'm not the one. No. They're the ones that I'm just over here hiding out. Okay, so then the man is a little grumpy because he's getting punched in the face. And he didn't like the email that I sent out. So he responded in the email to let everybody know that I was performing criminal activity. He's gonna report me to the Kansas Attorney General and the Florida Attorney General for practicing law without a license. Now, okay, so the problem is I have a license and I got it from a website, and you guys can get one too. It's a federal license to practice the law, and so that means that he deflamed me. Def- Deflamed. I kind of like that. We just turn into a new. Ah, professionally defame me, deflame, de-piss my ass off professionally. Okay? Because ain't no attorney have no damn license in the first place. They have what they call a bar card. They gave themselves. Okay, I gave myself a license, not a bar card. So I trumped that shit, and it's for federal. So bam, so that's another. Okay. But when I take on a special project, I ain't playing. So I'm like, well, he already defamed me when he said that I didn't have a license and he didn't even ask me. What he posted in email was my link. I don't even spend any time there. I haven't answered anybody there. I haven't been to that. He didn't even take time to Google my name. Oh, am I surprised? Hell no. Because attorneys are so used to having everybody kiss their ass. It's pretty late. Okay, so I'm just going to say what the hell I want to say. They're so used to everybody kissing their ass. They're like a gang operation. And if you hire an attorney that's young and the people over there that got more money and pay for that old dude or do that, I ain't trying to be more asshole than I am to make the point. I'm not trying to be a racist. Okay. Your attorney gonna have to sit the hell down and do what they said and let them kick your ass and take your money and lie to you. And Mr. Ron Lobeck, if your ass don't like what I'm saying, you just hit me up. Hit me up, and you can come to the stream, and I'll put you a little square up there or whatever. I don't think you want to come here because I don't think you're going to make it past security. Okay? Because I don't think you're going to make it past security. And the reason I say that is because, okay, so the rules that we use to train the security are the rules that my grandma taught us. Okay? My grandma taught me that honest people have integrity. And I'm like, oh, honest people have integrity. So what's integrity is when you have good character. Okay, round 10. What the hell's good character? Good character is when you do the right shit when ain't nobody looking. Mm. Good character is whether or not you're a leader out front or back there doing a bunch of stupid shit, but using your influence for the people that think you have good character to give your ass a break because you maybe paid double or triple or whatever. I mean, I'm not talking about anybody particular yet. I'm just talking about what my grandma taught me. Okay. And so if that's the case, and everybody thinks you have good character and you've been like, walking around with a really nice badge that didn't come Amazon or whatever, and then someone looks, okay, so let's just start with myself. I looked up my own ass. How about that? Because I'm talking shit, I'm bagging it up, and I got thinking, I mean, I ain't never had no trouble controlling where the fire burns with these fools. People get in my program and are, worried about this, worried about that. Okay, All of the shit they're doing is fraud and bullshit. So you don't have to worry about all of that stuff. But let's just do a screen share. And well, okay, this is me. Now, I'm not sure how to work this. So the frame before this was, if you Google my name and it pulls up, then all this stuff. And you scroll down and you click on, the criminal records, if there's criminal records. Yeah, so that's where that's it right there. Oh, Mr. Lobeck's. This is Mr. Daniel Lobeck. Now, just like before, and I'll scroll up to the top when we're done here, so you can see. See, and I'm not 100% sure these are all his stuff. It says his name on it, and he's welcome to come to the stream and clear this up. Because I don't know if he's an attorney and he's helping people, honesty, integrity, it all. I don't know. It starts out with, I think, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe my grandma's wrong. It starts out with good character, and so I'm like there's one Daniel Lobeck. I don't know what's that one. Change of passing when meeting oncoming vehicle. Oh, that sounds kind of dangerous. It doesn't have the fine amount or none of that stuff. That's just there is case number, so you get. Oh, here's one. Here's another one. Proof of insurance required. I didn't know what that means. Improper stopping and standing, parking, bridge, tunnel, crosswalk, intersection. I don't know. Now, I had a non-bar attorney tell me sometimes they have words in here that don't make sense, so people understand why. And sometimes have really high fines because they paid double or triple so that it wouldn't show exactly what it was in the thing. Because the government is interested in making money. They ain't interested in taking nobody off the street or doing anything right. Look at this. This person is somebody that represents people or corporation and kicks people out of their condos, out of their HOAs, out of their houses. And speed road required. Traffic control devices fee failed to obey. And that one was $1,100. I don't know. That's pretty expensive. Driver's license, $1,100. I don't know. Traffic control device failed to obey. That's seatbelt driver law. See, another one. Control device failure to obey. Traffic control device failure to obey. I don't know if these are all Dan's traffic, but I don't know if I would want him to be my. Oh wait, I wouldn't have an attorney anyway, so I guess that doesn't apply. Traffic control, unlawful speed in the county. Doesn't have his fines down here, or the court statute, or the court offense. Only has case number. I wonder why all that stuff is missing. That's interesting. Expired registration, 6 months or less. Traffic control device failure to obey. Those are just other things about him. And we'll just go back up here to the top. Daniel J. Lobeck. So, I'm not 100% sure that's him, but it looks like him. It looks like the law office of Lobeck and Rowe. I mean Lobeck. Yeah, and my customer is looking up Miss Michelle Rowe, but it's going to have to be another hole. Those are In case anybody needs to catch up with Mr. Dan, the man there. So my question, well, we got one more squeeze there. Yeah, there's their big fancy website. And what they're doing to the fighter that's in the ring is they're going after her for roof repairs and assessments and all this stuff. And they already got a judgment. They call it a lien because of the roof repairs. But there's where it says lien, if you look at the court paperwork, it is a dash and then it says foreclosure. It's a lien foreclosure. They don't tell people it's a foreclosure. They just tell you it's a lien. Most people don't even figure out it's a lien foreclosure until they get past the judgment, and then at that point they don't know where to start, and it's a very short amount of time before you're in the UD court and they're showing up too. And these guys fraudulently concealed the whole thing. They don't tell people they're in a foreclosure. They tell you it's a lien. It's a lien against your HOA or whatever. Okay, so the whole HOA thing, in my opinion, is total BS. Okay, you don't own nothing if you're an HOA. They'll tell you own this, y'all own your individual home. That's corporate bullshit. I'm just saying. That's corporate bullshit. And corporate bullshit, that shit works as long as all the attorneys agree to it, all the assholes together agree to it, it works. That's the way it goes. Now, the people that are getting screwed, it don't work for them, but what do? I mean, most people don't have, by the time you figure out in this situation that you got screwed, your shit's already thrown out in the freaking, all because these people, they hide behind the corporate crap, and officers of the HOA are hiding behind the corporate crap. And so here's my question to all the people that in the HOA that think they own some shit. How much of the property do you own? You don't have a deed for the property. Okay, if I'm suing the person that's jamming my ass up on the HOA bullshit, I don't care if it's a lien for parking for $5. Okay, if I'm suing their ass, I want to include the people that's getting money from the property. Because people say, oh, the HOA is a corporation. Oh, you got to this, you got to that. Oh, wait. No. Yeah, I know from my experience, and one of my best friends is, okay, the LLCs, you can hide behind that shit. You can have LLC for this, a sub LLC for that, a semi sub top of the bottom sub is, and they set it up that way for corporations to skate around and screw people over to make money for the corporations. Now, I'm talking to make money for the government because they charge your ass whether you make money or not. I'm just, how many of y'all went through COVID? Did the IRS give your ass a break? I don't think so. I haven't heard anybody that did. So I'm just saying. These people trick people out of their property by telling them there's a lien and whatever, and it's not a lien. It's a foreclosure situation. And they're lien jumping. They can't lien jump up to the top of the And if you're facing this problem, you should go to my website at winningcourtnow.com and get one of the packages to cloud your title. Fraudulent conveyance, fraudulent less pendants. You can just put that in your in there, where they got your deed at, or you can file in your case if they already have as judicial notice. The fraudulent conveyance lets all the parties know that they're trying to steal your property with the shuffle of paperwork. And then the notice of less pendants letting them know that you're putting a lien on your own property. Now, Mr. Dan Lobeck, my people moved their ass up to the number one lien holder because they're challenging the illegal mortgage loan, okay, or the illegal HOA loan, the illegal money that these people got stored out. So why was it illegal? Okay, think of it this way. If there were several people that own property, all of those owners would have to be present to sign that lien, right? So the fact that the alleged lender accepted the homeowner's signature on that shit proves that they owned it already. And I smell stink. Oh, attorneys get mad at this point, start calling me names and shit. And I tell them, look, I'm not as smart as y'all asses. I'm not. I played football in college. I boxed after that. I raised a bunch of kids. I did foster care. I'm not that smart. So I had to keep the shit simple. So here's my question. If your deed was not registered in the office, would the alleged lender be able to verify there was a loan against the property? I don't know, Mr. Lobeck. Maybe you or Ms. Rowe, one of y'all asses could come to the stream and because that's my question. Back in the day, there was no register your property in their office bullshit. You kept your deed in your firebox, in your safety, under your mattress with your money, out in the back with your go wherever. And if somebody wanted to get on your shit, they had to come to the table. They had to come to the table with something that was signed and notarized prior to yours. You didn't have to whip your shit out. Just meet the ass at the door with your shotgun. Okay, what's your date? No, dude, get the hell out of my property before I blow you out. Okay, I get a little carried away. Okay, so now they do what they call their constructive delivery. It's called a constructive delivery because that means that everything about that property before they registered it is never going to be talked about again. What does that mean, Coach? That means they just switch your property from private property that says in the Constitution, not once, but in two different places that's not supposed to be taxed. They switch it over once they get it constructively registered. They switch it over from private property to one of their three designations, which generally is agricultural, commercial, or residential. And residential means it's actually the property of a government official. And don't be calling me or emailing me asking me to send you proof of that. Okay, look that shit up just like I did. You ain't gonna find it on the front of shit or on attorneys' websites. Okay, residential. Okay, but Lawrence County, they got 13 qualifications. I didn't even want to see what that shit was. Okay, and then once you get your property registered, they start his property taxes to make you pay. Okay, so the property alleged mortgage for the property loan, the money, the loan, whatever that shit was created with your own signature. Mr. Lobeck and Ms. Rowe, y'all ass ain't telling people that. That shit was created with your own signature. Well, there's a little more to it. You signed that shit. The bank didn't sign nowhere. Go get your paperwork out. Oh wait, they did sign up here after you left the table. They stamped paid to the order of on it, and then the vice president or Linda Green. Well, there's one other famous robo signer. I can't think of that person. Sign that, and then they process it through the Federal Reserve after you left the table. Okay, so what started that was your signature down there on the bottom, the only signature on the damn thing. So, Mr. Lobeck, you can come and tell me I'm full of shit. I don't think so, okay? Because I've been smelling y'all shit for a real long time. And so, yeah, so that's what we got there. So I'm going to try not to make it personal, okay? It's personal. And I'm going to show you how personal it is. So let me stop this share. It's personal. We got to do this. I get my stream deck set up and I'll be able to just flip over. Okay. Bam. This is what we got right here that we taking to the table. Well, right now it's a notice. I sent it to them as a notice. So let me give you a little backstory on this. Yeah, Mr. Dan mentioned and emailed everybody don't know shit and that he's reporting me because I'm practicing law without a license. I'm violating law. Don't report me here and report me over there. Okay, so I have 4 letters from the state of Florida already that 3 counting this one that he would like to write, but I don't think we're going to get to that. Okay, let me stay focused. Okay, so he already defamed me by saying I didn't have a bar card. I mean, by saying I didn't have a license to practice law. And I do. I got it from, And so, I'm like, I have to put up with this shit all the time. So I'm pretty much done putting up with it. So here's what we're gonna do about that. Right here, we added the Chaplain Lobeck Trust, and so we had to add Miss Joy Lobeck to the thing, and so my customer, who's like coach. No, I just see it right now. The customer is going to be a coach badass. Let me know that Mrs. Loback was an ex and there was somebody. But I'm interested in the trust, and we are going to find out what other assets are in the trust, because we're not just gonna, and we're gonna put a link. Well, we're already going in with the RICO. We're going to go into the RICO counterclaim. We're going to do this shit with the RICO counterclaim in state court. It's civil RICO. There's a civil RICO. Do your homework, guys, because I ain't playing. Civil RICO. And we're going to include the trust and then the assets of the trust. And Miss Joy, it's too bad she's, it's either her or my people. And, I don't, might be pay me $5. Bam, it's on. Joyce, okay. You know what? Dan, you can stop this shit anytime, I think. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I just said client because I know it triggers y'all stupid ass to superior entitled bullshit, and y'all start acting stupid. Okay, I don't know. She's this person makes her no. Yeah. So I'm going to the table with a notice complaint for professional defamation, fraudulent concealment, the Federal Debt Collection Act shit. Because in the email that he sent, at the bottom of the email, it said this was to collect the debt, and any information was going to be used for that. So, bam, we're throwing that right in there too. Even though, he's going to try to collect some kind of debt from me when I get done punching him in. I mean, teaching, yeah. Okay, so this is my punch right here. So yeah, I can take the credit for this. When I get done punching his ass in the face, and you know what? I think I'm a little out of control. If their ass are going to, if he objects to anything that my client, I mean my customer, my client customer, whoever the hell it is, files, I'm going to file this complaint against his ass in federal court here in Kansas and make his ass come the hell down here and talk to me. Talk to somebody. I don't know how. Yeah. So I'm just showing it to everybody so his ass can see it too. Okay. You oppose to any of the documents that this person, you know who I'm talking about. I don't have permission to use his name. Is it her? Is it him? Is it him or? Okay, sorry. I'm getting distracted. But Dan, you know who I'm talking about. And I mean, this sounds like a good thing for me to do for any attorneys who oppose anything that people get from me. Because I had enough of y'all bullshit. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to fit, how I'm going to fit all of, but I know how we're going to work it out with Mr. Dan. So, Mr. Dan, the man, that's the plan. And negotiation is always open, not for me, because I'm non-negotiable, not with y'all asses. Now, if the people that invested in the program tell me that I can stop posting my 10 videos a week. 10 videos a week with your name and your stuff in it, 10 videos a week. Soon, my YouTube channel is SEO. Soon, my videos are going to pull up underneath your websites, underneath all of your social medias, underneath everything, and the metadata. The metadata, because like I said, I don't play. I'm on the marketing because y'all know attorney has to be jamming me up because y'all don't like what I got to share with you. The metadata is going to say what people is going to show what people why they need to click on. So the metadata for there's quite a few, and if there's some other people in Sarasota that have the association kicking their ass out of the house, there's a good chance that these fools are the ones that's running the show. And you guys can stay tuned and see how this goes, because I already got a print that right there. And if they wanna, if they wanna object in court, then they're saying that my shit is trash, and I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't have a bar license. I do have one, and they ass don't. All they got is a card for state shit. And I'm sure that Miss Joy, if she's ex or current or whatever, is a little grumpy because I did let her know that when you add them to their own stuff, they can't represent each other. They can't represent themselves. They can't represent other members from the same corporation. And if you want to be an ass about it, which is kind of how the coach is, not me, it's kind of how the coach is in this situation, especially when Mr. Dan Lobeck is going to step up and talk shit and act like now he's going to get some, I don't know, some protection from the Kansas Attorney General, Miss Lynette Baker. She already tried to shut me down 3 times, and I'm still here. So, and I'm talking shit. So so okay. So, dude, y'all ass know that y'all can't do shit to me unless you can get the federal government on board for some kind of way to come get up in my face again. And I don't think they want to get in my face again because the federal government has it. Well, they call it a 98% conviction rate. It's actually a damn plea rate. 98% plea rate is what they have. Okay. And I'm not a deal taker. I don't take the damn deal. I don't take the deal. They offered me the deal, and they offered me the deal twice. The last time they offered me the deal, well, the first time they didn't verify. The second time they verified the deal, and it pissed me off. It wasn't pissed me off. They were trying to get me to lie on my wife, my ex-wife now, but my wife at the time of my high school sweetheart. No, what pissed me off was they paid all these snitches to lie. They got them out of jail. They gave them money and did all this shit. But when it came down to the deal with me, they offered me, they were going to let me keep our big fancy house. Oh, I miss my hot tub that I have on the deck. They were going to let me keep some stuff they stole out of my wife's, my ex-wife, Okay, I'm like, wait a minute. All they're offering my ass is my own shit. Y'all know I was there protecting her in the first damn place. Okay, but it's funny because I told the guard to come into the room when we went in, and they looked at him like, what the hell? I said, I asked him to come in because, and so they started, telling, we just need you to say that you knew something was going on in your wife's store, whatever. 4.5 years after they smeared her ass, jammed the sub, lied to everybody, did all this stuff, and 6 months after they locked my ass up because I kept talking too much. You guys do not believe I was talking too much. And no, but I had an answer for him. I told him, yo no quiero volver a mi casa ahorita porque me gusta la comida aquí en La Pinta. Puta. Well, no, I didn't say the last word. Sorry. I got carried away on the last part. Anyway, the guard started to laugh, and they looked at, and so I said, "Por favor, dile por favor," which means tell him, please, tell him what I said. So the guard looked at those foods and said, Mr. Neighbor said that he was not in a hurry to go home today because he liked the food here in the prison. Yeah, and then that's when they started shipping me out all these mental evaluations. I didn't have that in my plan. Yeah, but you know, with the help from X and some friends that were helping us, and well, you know, there was somebody, because when I looked down in the sand, it was not a size 16. There was not a size 16 footprint. Okay, so there was somebody all along, and then my Mexican friends helped me get off my ass and fight the forced medication order, and I blocked that shit. And then they made me stay down there for 6 more months, planning out different ways to kick their ass. Okay. But you know, Mr. Lobeck, you know, as far as I'm concerned, my part is ass whooping that is going. It could be over with a simple phone call to let this young person know that y'all ass is gonna leave her the hell alone and dismiss the court cases that y'all got connected to this foreclosure bullshit attacking her property. And I reported y'all ass to the IRS. And I was talking in the other video about the IRS document, and I called it the 883. It's actually 8883 asset allocation statement. That's the statement that these attorneys or the courts, the attorneys and the courts, the servicers, all of these asshole people are supposed to, for every foreclosure, for every property seizure, they're supposed to fill out. There's like 3 other ones. That's the one I like to throw on the table because that's the hottest one. That one right there, well, I don't really need no support of the RICO. Okay. I don't need no support of the RICO because in my mind, if they drag our ass in administrative court and make you think you're in a judicial court to take your money without giving you due process, you know, I tell people, everybody shit's no, coach. My shit this, my stuff that. You know, I got people like want to make me read their stuff and make me look at their docket sheet and make me, all of that shit is worthless because you can't use none of that in what we're doing over here. None of it. It's all worthless because you're in their administrative freaking system. They do whatever the hell they want to when they want to. Oh, they have rules. They're for your ass to follow. But you know what? The statutes and codes, they don't have valid laws. They don't have enacting clauses, titles, or bodies. They don't have the 3 elements. But here's the thing. Their asses are supposed to be following that shit. The government is supposed to be following that shit to make it fair for us. So we have due process, but we don't have due. That's it. You know, people can't get that through their head. It's no. I'm sitting up here preaching, okay, and you know, I'm not gonna say how long it took me to get it, okay, but I have seen, you know, we did lose some people in the very beginning, some years back, some years. Okay, not that many, damn. Oh. Okay, so we need to keep looking forward. And this is what I tell people. Look forward one step at a time. one step in the process at a time, looking forward. Looking backwards is worthless. And I was telling, looking backwards, you're not doing the same shit now that you was doing then. No offense to anybody. Okay? So you can't expect this, you can't expect the same shit. Okay, maybe you could if there was a whole bunch of people whining and saying my shit's worthless and I had no Google review videos on my review video playlist of people in front of the okay, so no, you can't say that. Oh. So Mr. Lobrecht, yeah, Mr. Lobrecky. Usted quiere pelear? Pendejo, por favor, llámame. Okay, llámame. And that means if you want to fight, asshole, call me. I think you probably should be concerned. Oh, you know what? When you do call, my mi cliente, she, we, he, they, them. We would like to have a list of your assets so we don't have to spend a whole bunch of time looking that shit up. But you know what? We'll look it up because we're going to add them all. We added to trust. And you know, I got people telling me, oh, you can't sue LLC. Bullshit. We can sue wherever the hell we want to. Okay. We sued Judge Deasy and her LLC Besco. Look that shit up on the YouTube on the YouTube thing. We sued both of them, and they brought these fancy attorneys from out of state to come down here and try to say, "Oh, I didn't serve the corporation." Okay, but on the paperwork they had the corporation and her name underneath it. That's the same way I put it. And then, of course, I told them I'm not an attorney. I'm not a corporation, nor am I an attorney or a corporation. So I don't follow that bullshit. And here's the thing. A corporation don't have no arms or legs, doesn't have a heart or any blood. It can't do shit without somebody writing that shit. So that's who I'm suing. And that's the same person you guys put on the paperwork y'all trying to stick in my face. And then I demand to strike their ass because they're not registered with Foreign Agent Registration Act. The Foreign Agent Registration Act is a federal law that forces these assholes to disclose a whole bunch of shit that they don't want to talk about. Now, nobody makes them do it because they're all the same assholes, just one level down here and one level up here. And then, okay, that's all I know about. That's all I'm going to talk about. But you know what? Here's the thing. If you're demanding to dismiss their shit because they're violated a federal law, this federal law was enacted in 1937, then how about the judge? No, judge in violation of Foreign Agent Registration Act too. Yeah, all of them are pretty much, or maybe you want to go after them for violating the Tucker's Act. The Tucker's Act is what we use to move that shit over into the International Court of Trades over there in the only judicial court that there was. It used to be called the Botanical something. Yeah, that was the only judicial court that's left because I think in 1933 or whenever they switched from our statutes at large or our laws and shit were that was connected to the Constitution when they switched from that shit over to statutes and codes. Revised statutes and codes. These other countries didn't want to do business with us because they knew they were going to get screwed like we're getting, and they weren't going to follow any rules to connect to anybody's constitution. They don't like that. The Tucker's Act is a federal law, and it mandates that these fools are stripped of their alleged qualified immunity when they violate your due process or the Fifth Amendment. Now, qualify means you got to qualify for that shit. Okay? Look that shit up. It actually says qualified immunity for judicial functions. Look that shit up. They ain't doing no judicial function. It's all in the words. It's all in the words. And I was talking to a badass coach today. This coach doesn't know that this coach is a coach yet. Oh, and when people start to realize this, they start saying, "Oh, wait, oh, I remember this." They said, whatever. This one word changed the whole thing. Now, and now, when you start saying the shit that way, you'll start reading. Oh, hell, wait, how? That's eye-opening shit right there. Fire in the hole. Uh-huh. And once you get to that point, they're not gonna want your ass in their court at all. And if they have to have you in there, if you do a good job, they're gonna make your ass wait till last, then move your shit over to the judge's chambers. I know what I'm talking about. I'm Coach Neighbors, and I got a badge. Oh, and yeah, I got a pink tie. This is one of my favorite ties. And I've had this tie for a minute, and Lily's promoter noticed that it looked like doggy paws. I mean, what the hell? I think Lily's promoter's a little bit weird, but we're getting along just fine. So, okay, now that I'm done, I know that when it's like when you start saying stuff, people are gonna get you back. But right now, I'm not worried about that because my kids are in line first to make me pay. But I hope I've changed something along the way after the fact. The dancing stars. Yeah, my doggy's down there taking a nap now. She's thank you for your support. Thank you all for your support. Yep. I got my pink tie on, and I got hair all over my shirt. I need to brush my dog's hair, make sure she's not touching me while I'm. Okay. Yeah, she's gonna have a little show over on Coach's Kitchen, and we're gonna switch that over to her program, and we got some flyers and some things that we're going to be posting over there and over here at the other channel for people to make donations and help support the Humane Society over here in Lawrence, Kansas. Because Lily says she got a lot of people up in there she need to be getting out of jail. Legal Lily gonna be getting some people out of jail over there. Well, some doggies and some kitties. So I think that's all they have. Thank you guys for your support. It's really late, and Lily said she was hungry, and she needs something to drink. So I'm hungry too, but it's late to be drinking. But I mean, water. I was thinking about. I was thinking about water. Come on now, you guys just like Jackson, your lordship, shit. She's somebody leading the witness. That's all I'm saying. That's that's my fence D. That's defense backwards. Okay, so I'm being freaky. Thank you guys for the value sharing your time. I gotta go get some snacks, and my dog is knocked out down there, but I'm sure she needs to go outside before we go to bed. because we can't have this waking up in the middle of the night. Actually, she wakes me up and lets me know when she needs to go out. I'm like, okay, let me get my stuff. Actually, it was nice outside today, but it's about to get cold as hell. I just thought I'd share that with y'all asses because, you know, you guys wanted to know the weather here where I'm at, hanging out this undisclosed location because Mr. Lobeck is looking for me. So if I disappear, I'm going to be wherever it is they're pouring concrete at. So for them. So there's going to be some other people with me, but that's where. Okay, I'm cereal. Cereal. I think I'm thinking my kids are thinking, oh my God, they had to grow up with me. Good night, you guys.